Good afternoon. I am Vanessa with the 4 o'clock news on the streets, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, the Education Ministry says rumors of closing schools or taking classes back online following COVID cases are untrue. Parents are returning their children back home from school following reported COVID cases. A 9-year-old boy who almost drowned yesterday remains at ICU, and internationally world's oldest woman dies at 119. And now the news in detail. The Ministry of Education is addressing rumors on social media that says it called a meeting to discuss the rotation or closing of schools. The rumors began following reports of COVID-19 infections in some schools since physical classes resumed on April 19th. In a Facebook post today, the ministry said the Education District Health Unit continues to assist principals in the management of COVID-19 cases which arise at schools. It noted that this system has been implemented since February 2021 when schools opened for physical attendance, and it continues at all schools. Last week, several schools in South Trinidad recorded COVID cases that involved infants and a teacher. In more news, parents of Standard 3 students attending the La Brea Anglican School took their children back home this morning due to unhealthy conditions in their classroom. One parent explained that the building is moldy. She said the area where the children are being housed was recently painted, and they were told to bring their children to school this morning. However, the parents said the paint still needed airing out, and they were told to return with their children tomorrow. The parent also noted that there is barely any furniture in the classroom. In other news, a 9-year-old child is currently in ICU at the Sangre Grande Hospital after he almost drowned yesterday. The incident occurred around 4:30 p.m. According to a police report, the child's grandmother took him to the Valencia River along with her other grandchildren to spend the evening. On reaching the location, they all went into the water. However, the child got into difficulty. The child was removed from the water, and after 20 minutes of trying to resuscitate him, he began breathing again on his own and was rushed to the Sangre Grande Hospital. Internationally, a Japanese woman officially certified as the world's oldest person has died aged 119. Kane Tanaka was born in 1903 at a time when Japan was emerging as a global powerhouse. She got married a century ago and had 4 children. She spent her later years in a Japanese care home where she enjoyed board games and chocolate. With her death, the world's oldest person is now Lucille Randon, a 118-year-old French nun. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, the Education Ministry says rumors of closing schools or taking classes back online following COVID cases are untrue. Parents are returning their children back home from school following reported COVID cases. A 9-year-old boy who almost drowned yesterday remains at ICU, and internationally world's oldest woman dies at age 119. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Miss Aisha Wells, the Queen of Talk, she's up next.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com. Well. Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat